Hi friends, it's Cassie. Welcome back for the Trinity Stamps new release video hop. Today we're going to be using so many new products. Let's talk about what we're using and we'll talk about things as we go along. This is our Grater Gratest stamp set along with the matching die. I'm just in love with the little cheesiness and all the puns that go along with those. We also have our smartphone sayings. This has all these great stamps, the emojis, and then we also have some matching dies to go along with this, which is wonderful. And then we're going to be using this amazing mini slimline die. It's the cell phone, and it does make a mini slimline. So I love this. We're going to jump right into it, and we're going to jump into it by doing some stamping and some coloring. I've already stamped everything out. I put it on some Express It cardstock, and I stamped that out using some Blackout ink by Ink on 3. And we're using our Olo markers. I will put all those colors up on the screen for you. But like I said, this is a part of a video hop. There's a lot of amazing new products that Trinity Stamps has come out with for this month, and I really don't think you're going to want to miss any of it. Oh, goodness. I am so excited to be, I don't want to say done making Christmas cards, but I am ready to move on to just all kinds of fun, everyday types of cards, and this release is no exception for all the great things that you can make that are like everyday type stuff. Like these little cheese graters. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about it. Like the pun that goes along with it. There's so many great, haha, no pun intended, but yes, pun intended. So as you see, I've already stamped out the sentiment, "You're the greatest," and I'm stoked about it. So we're going to color up our little cheese here, and then as you saw, I did use a black gel pen on the eyes of our cheese grater, and I'm going to do the same thing on our cheese. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I want those eyes to stand out a little bit more and be a little bit glossy, but my tip for using this, because it is kind of a puffy one, is to kind of just stay mostly in the middle of that eye. Try not to go too far out to the edges because it can bleed out and then make the eye not look circular anymore, so I'm sticking to mostly right there in the center. Now we're going to bring in the matching dies that go along with these. We'll use some mint tape to hold all of those down, pardon my head, and then we'll run this through our die cutting machine so that we'll have all those pieces set aside. Now you might be wondering, how are we using this along with that cell phone mini slimline die? Well, I'm going to try to make a GIF. I don't even know if that's really what they are. I feel so old when I talk about any of this stuff. But we're going to try to make a GIF. We're also going to try and make like the whole front of the screen with how you might talk to a friend. So I'm going to die cut out this die twice. You'll notice there's like the speech bubble part of it. I'm going to put these right back in there. And this is just a quick tip on how you can make sure that your sentiments are centered on these. So I die cut them out and I put them back into place using some mint tape, and then I'm going to put this into my mini MISTI, and then I'll grab out the sentiments that I want, and I am paying attention to where the speech bubble part is coming from. This one I want that to be on the left hand side, and so I've put those down, closed the door of the MISTI, grabbed up those stamps, and I'm going to ink that up with some of that Ink on 3 Blackout ink. And another great thing about putting it in the MISTI is you can stamp it twice to make sure that it's nice and dark. So we'll do that. That first one's going to say, "Hello, friend." The next one, we're going to flip it the other way, and it's going to say, "You're the best." Actually, yeah, I send that to my friends all the time because they are the best. I've got the best friends. All right, so again, with this being a video hop, if you're new to these, you're going to want to go down to the description box down below to find out all the information about where to hop to next. And there's a prize available, so you don't want to miss that. So definitely make sure that you head down to that description box. And also down in the description box, I'm going to have all of the links to all the products that I used as well, so that you can head on over there if you're interested. Okay, I've put the sentiments right back in. I'm going to do the first one, and we are going to just use a blending buddy on it with some very light gray. This next one I'm going to do with a very light mint color, and that's just to differentiate. If you ever pay attention to how when you text your friends, yours each have different colors. Isn't that fun? I have a piece of cardstock that measures 6 by 6. We're scoring it at 3 inches, so this is a mini slimline. Now you'll notice, obviously, with the cell phone cover that I have die cut out of some teal glitter cardstock, it has corners that are rounded. I am digging into my stash of old time goodies, and I've got this corner rounder that works well if you're only using one layer. So I'm going to round those corners and then just kind of check and make sure that that all lines up. And it does, it works great. And then it won't actually cut through 2 layers of paper, so I can make the impression and then I'll have to use my scissors. I might have to invest in a better corner rounder at some point if need be. So, but yeah, it works fine. I also, as you saw, stamped out and colored one of the little emojis that has the crying laughing. And then I have this piece of cardstock that I've kind of played around with and used various distress inks on. This is going to be the background for our GIF. And so I'm going to use our cheese and our cheese grater on it. But I also want to round the corners on 3 of those edges. So I'm going to just round 3 of the edges on the corners, leave one of them plain so that it looks like it's coming from the one side. And now we can start building our GIF. So I'm putting the cheese grater down. I'll put our little cheese down on top of it. Just using some glue. And then we'll put our punny little sentiment down on top of it. You're the greatest. I don't know why those puns just make me smile. And especially since it's cheese. I am obsessed with cheese. So I love it so much. All right, this is actually a piece of transparency sheet. It has the like little tissue paper piece with it to make it a little bit easier for me to round the corners on this. But we're going to make this into a shaker. So I'll peel off the tissue paper piece, we'll throw that out, and then we can attach this down to the back of our cell phone case using some of that Crafty Gluefriend. I probably should have waited on this because that would have made it a little bit easier to attach down all of my pieces that I'm going to attach to the front of the card, but we can work with it. It's fine. So I'll stick that down, and now we've got the front of our shaker all ready to go. And then I'm going to start playing around with placement, where everything is going to go. But look at that. Gonna look like a little cell phone. We're going to start with this one, hello friend, and we'll glue that down to the upper left-hand side. And I'm going to check and make sure I didn't put it up too high. I did, so I'm going to pull that down a little bit. And then this one's going to go right underneath it, coming from there as well, as far to the left as we can make it. And then we're going to put our crying laughing emoji. And then we're going to add the you're the best underneath that one on the right hand side to make it all look like we're having a fun little conversation. This actually does look like the type of conversation I would have with any of my friends. And then with the little hearts that I die cut out of some pink cardstock, I am going to use a little bit of Crafty Gluefriend and my pickup stick to attach all of those down. Like my friend is sending that to me. Or I'm sending that to my friend. Either way, but it's coming from that left-hand side. And then we'll put that third one down. Next up, since I want to make this a shaker, I'm going to pull out those adhesive foam strips, which work perfectly on the back of the cell phone case. You could leave it like that. You wouldn't have to make it a shaker, but I just wanted to. There's so many new embellishments that have come out that I got to do it. Gotta do it. And so I'm just attaching those down, making sure that they are butted right up against the next one so that there are no gaps. And then once that's all filled in, I've got to see which new embellishment I want to use. And so I actually ended up picking the Coarse Sparkling Glass Glitter. And there's one that's the Sugar Bowl, which is nice and fine, and then the Glass Glitter is a little bit more coarse, as you can see. I put a few on the inside of the other side, and they're kind of sticking to the front. You could use your anti-static powder tool on the transparency, and that should help. But I'm going to use the Crafty Gluefriend. After I've already taken off the release paper, I'm going to use Crafty Gluefriend to put right over that adhesive bit. I'm doing that because I just want to make sure that that is staying put. That will ensure that that is not going anywhere. So I'll stick that down on top. We're going to put down a nice block to let that dry, and then that's going to finish off our adorable little mini Slimline cell phone card with the handmade GIF. I hope you love it as much as I do. I can't wait to hand this off to one of my friends. So many to choose from that I could send it to. But yeah, I just love how this turned out. Again, head on down to my description box so that you can head to the next person in the hop. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And I'll see you soon in another video. Bye, everybody.